Welcome everyone to a hopefully non-scuffed Tuesday Newsday, since I am now back at home and we shouldn't get these weird delays and crappy audio issues we had. It also means I can start editing episodes.
Yeah,
But
I can finally stop doing budget edits.
yeah, finally Dream gets to stop being the math bitch and the edit bitch. Now I can take back the edit bitch title for myself. That's nice. Um, but yeah, so we're a bit fewer today. It's just me, Dream, and Sinzar. Hey guys.
We've got
How's
the
it going?
important ones.
Oh, what did you
That's
say, Dream?
true.
The good ones?
I said we've got the important ones.
Oh, am I counted in the important ones? That's cute.
Oh, sorry, the important ones and Varys.
There you go. All right. Very exciting week for a lot of people. I mean, last week was also a very exciting week, but I think this week beats it. We have Sinzar, the unit that Sinzar thinks is the worst unit in the game, and this is going to be very interesting to talk about.
No, he's the best.
Yeah. No, Sinzar's pulling purely on nostalgia reasons for his waifu. Doesn't care about the meta at all.
Yeah. Sinzar never cares about the meta, to be honest.
This
Actually,
is true.
In that sense, you're a bit like Muspel, Sinzar. Maybe you're also a Muspel alt.
It's possible.
No,
All
he
right.
doesn't like tanks enough.
Yeah, that's true. Well, hey, but that's kind of his, Clark Kent with the glasses. That's that thing,
Cover
right?
story.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, but so yeah, it's legendary hero Sephiroth, and then we have NVA Barrett from FF7 Remake, as well as a new unit, a duo unit, Avalanche's Biggs and Wedge. Nice. So I am just gonna guess that this is also a premium summon.
You bet.
Yes, he is.
Exact same as Tifa in many ways.
Right, so 20 tickets for the guarantee, right? And as well as the generous step up, I guess. Well,
Yeah.
It's generous if you want.
Identical format.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay. So identical in all ways. Okay. And I'm also gonna guess, I think people have said this, but he's also pretty similar to Tifa in many ways, right?
Mhm. His kit very much is like a dark TDH version of Tifa's.
So he is TDH.
Mm-hmm.
That also means, I
Well,
guess,
I
you
mean-
want the SOS Lightning SDMR for him then.
Yes, or the level 10 Clash of Wills crown with the same effect on it. But
Right.
can't get that quite yet.
Right. Okay, cool. And his sprite is amazing. So his base form is just him holding his immense sword. It's so big and long. And then his brave shift is the one-winged angel. He has the single wing going on. I still don't know how he flies with that shit. Like, he should be just, going around in
Very
circles like those
unbalanced.
seeds. What do you say?
Also, I'll say that his animations, like for his LB, his attacks, and all that, are really, really well done as well. They look super cool in game.
Really? Nice. I mean, I think actually original Sephiroth had that too. I think he looked really good.
Yeah, like you should watch his shift at LB. It's in my opinion so awesome looking. He like slowly walks across the screen as all these like shadow images of him are flashing on the screen, and then he like slices. It's just really cool looking in my opinion.
Okay.
Is his base form 1 CG? I don't actually remember. I feel like it was, wasn't it?
Yes, he does have a CG LB in the base form. Yeah,
Okay.
where he drops the entire city of Midgar on top of the battlefield.
Oh shit. Okay, but I do feel that like the bar for beating Tifa CGLB right now is very high. Cause like that shit is really good. So I can't wait to see this one.
For a while, I think I almost like forgot CG LVs existed.
I am
Because
still
I just had them off for so long.
But I still don't get why the CGLB isn't the Brave Shift LB. Like, I want to use the CGLB. I don't want to use the non-CGLB.
It's like, I guess they want it like always available, but then it's also like based around a specific animation. So like the
Yeah.
animation has to match the CG. So it's like it
No,
kind of has to
I
be on
get
the
why,
base
but
form.
that's why SLB units fix this, right?
It's still dumb.
Or actually, maybe they don't, because like their normal LB would probably be the CG, and then the SLB would be the non-CG. Maybe, I don't know.
Actually, have we had any CG SLB units in GP since?
Seals is CG, I think, isn't she? Oh,
Oh.
she's Shift. She's Brave
Yeah.
Shift. She's
Oh,
not
okay.
LB.
I don't know if there have been any.
now that you mention it, I don't think so.
Huh.
Yes. Tyvus is SLB and CG. He just came out.
Oh,
Right.
and how does that work? So is his like normal LB the CG or?
I actually couldn't. I have no idea.
I
okay.
assume it'll be on both, to be honest, but maybe it's not. I guess that would be especially dumb if it was only on the non-super version. So I hope that's not the case.
I would assume it's the base form only, because the reason for the CG LB, like to be completely honest, is to sell the unit, and they can't really sell the unit with the CG LB when you can't even use it at EX0. So it has to be usable at EX0. So when you pull
yeah,
when you pull the unit, you get it. Exactly.
Because it's
Yeah, right.
not available at
But
zero.
wait. So you don't even have this SLB at CG0, or sorry, at EX0.
No, at EX0 is the same thing as you can't brave shift. You also can't SLB at EX0.
Okay.
Like, I feel like it should be on both, to be honest, but maybe it's not.
Yeah. I mean, like, because they are still different, so it's still kind of, they have two different LBs. So they couldn't do the same CG for both. So it's okay. That's a shame because again, that's something that's miffed me out about this game.
Yeah, it is.
Since NVs, that I'm not actually using the cool LB. I'm using the other LB. Yeah, okay. But all right, but Sephiroth is here. So he's a TDH dark version of Tifa. His STMR is just like Tifa's, absolutely fucking broken and super strong, and you want it, right?
It's the best attack power armor slide in the entire game, and then of course for him himself, it's got the 500 extra on top of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's still by much, right? Because like it's 80 attack.
Yeah, similar to Tifa's accessory. It's
exactly.
At least like 25 higher than the next best ones.
Yeah, and this is like the next best one here would be Noctis's STMR, right? NV Noctis has 57 attack.
Yeah, I think that is.
Yeah.
There's a bunch that are around 55.
Yeah. So I mean, that's still a huge bump in power. His TMR is, I guess,
worthless.
Pretty good.
No,
it's okay.
I mean,
actually no, because it's equipment attack. Like it's basically.
Oh, it's equipment attack. Oh, my bad. I made the same mistake.
It's just going to be a 50% LB material,
and it's only for using katanas too. And it's it's a stupid number. It's 60% TDH. Like what?
Yeah, okay, but this feels like a mistake, right? Somebody wanted this to be a better version of AC Cloud's TMR, right? But then they accidentally wrote equipment attack.
Not when it's conditional as well. But I guess if you're like 50 away from capping TDH and want LB, it could be alright.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nothing to worry about, really.
I feel like those situations are so very rare though, because like normally TDH comes in increments of 100, right? Unless you're kind of pairing it with, I don't know, like S. Elena's STMR, because that gives one. I don't know. This is just weird.
Then just go and pull yourself a Squall, which is just better in every way.
Well,
it's the same. It's the same thing, but it's not restricted to the katana. It's just universal.
You want the mightiest instead, I think it is.
Yeah, oh, okay, that's Squall. Yeah, exactly. Actually, yes, you're right. That's actually just a better version of this. That's a bit weird. Okay, but he also has the Tifa type vision card that's also obtained only at EX3. I'm gonna be honest and say that now I'm starting to feel like I was worried that there was gonna be some power creep, but then I was also like, yeah, it's not gonna be that bad. But holy crap, the differences between EX1 and EX3 right now for premium units.
Yeah.
Like fuck.
This is what we've been saying.
I had no idea. Like, I was kind of like being the eternal optimist, hoping like, yeah, it's not gonna be this big of a difference, but okay, so just to like share it with all the listeners. So just the other day in Discord, I did a OTK for Amon with Tifa, and I had to use 2 Tifas. None of them were like super mega wailed out, but they were still pretty strong, and they kind of barely-ish killed it. Like they overkilled it by a bit. I used Red Ash's Tifa, but he's not joining us today because he had his dick removed and he's recovering from the severe pains that incurs.
Don't do that to the guy. He doesn't deserve that. He had his wisdom teeth out.
Yeah, he did, and so he can like I did invite him to mumble for us or like moan, groan in pain, but he didn't want to do that. So But yeah, so they barely killed it. They barely killed. And then this other guy, I think it was Neo TKO, I'm not sure, posts a screenshot of him using one Tifa, that's EX3, to do the exact same thing. And I'm like, okay, bro, okay. She has like 8k attack and shit. Oh my god, that's just ridiculous. Anyway, so power creep is here, like for these premium units, I'm starting to feel like
Yeah.
as a free-to-play player, I mean, I guess we said this last time too, but you should actually aim for the EX3 because it is such a huge difference.
EX2 is good enough for the majority of players. If you're going for like rank 1 dark visions and all that, then of course EX3 gives you a big power boost. But EX2 is enough for like
Really
the
just
general
the
population.
card. Yeah, and you can work toward like EX2 gives you most of the unit power other than the card, and then like their cards will remain good for longer than they will because of the 125 attack. So you
Yeah.
can work towards that slowly with Shard Dungeon, and it'll still give you some value once you obtain that card.
But I mean, EX2 is pretty easy though, because EX2 is, or not pretty easy, but it's doable. So what you need to do is you need to get the unit, and then you need to get either one dupe or buy shards. Although the shards are super expensive for when you buy them with real world money. But you can do that. You can buy 50 shards or get a dupe, and then you just buy all the VIP shards, and the next shard dungeon will give you EX2. So that's still
Well,
doable.
If you're doing that, you do, like if you're using Shard Dungeon anyway, you don't need to spend money on the shards. You can I think you can just get it with one copy plus login shards plus 50 VIP coin shards plus 70 Shard Dungeon.
Are you
That gets you
sure?
EX2. Yes, it should.
Wait,
Yeah.
but
Yes,
Yeah.
but then you have to wait for the shard dungeon, which
Yeah.
is
oh, but you
But
have
you
to
have
do
to
that
do that
anyway.
either
Like with
way.
one dupe, you still have to wait for the shard dungeon. Because I'm gonna be at 80 shards.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If you don't use the shard dungeon, you have to pull 3 copies. To
Oh
get
wait, sorry.
EX2.
Yeah,
No, I
money.
don't have to wait for the shard dungeon. I actually just have to wait for the VIP coin shop. That's what I have to wait for.
The VIP shop is the equivalent of 1 copy, and it takes 4 copies to get to EX2. So
Right.
the one you pulled, the 50 from VIP, the 30 from login are completely worthless because you can't top that off to an even number. So you need to pull 2 extra, including the first one. So you need 3 copies plus VIP.
Right. Okay. So it's not that
Yeah.
bad.
Or
Like if you're
two if you
fairly
spend real money.
yeah, exactly. So it's not that bad. You're kind of you're gonna get the EX2 version eventually if you're close to a shard dungeon, I guess. So that's good. Yeah, it's just that the power is. I think EX2 is, I guess, the biggest spike, right? Because for Tifa, for instance, she actually gets flat 500, another flat
Yeah,
500
yeah.
attack on top of the EX2 buffs and so
EX2
on.
definitely. And
Yeah.
it's TMR if you don't Moogle that beforehand.
Yeah.
And also the autofill LB, which is that really is like people say, oh, you can just entrust, and it's true, but like having the LB
Very
start
handy.
build makes it's a very big deal for doing like speed runs and EX battles and all
Oh
that.
yeah, absolutely. I definitely felt that for DV2 because like I really had to optimize the shit out of Ling to get a turn 3 kill on DV because I really had to fill that LB on turn 1 because for Tifa, I mean I'm assuming Sephiroth is going to work the same, right? So he's also going to be having a stacking LB, meaning that you want to use that on turn 1 and then use the Magnus on turn 2 to be able to LB again on turn 3. If you're going for a turn 3 clear, that is.
Yes.
I mean, technically, you could also, like, if it was easier for your skills to refill on turn 2 rather than turn 3 or turn 1 externally, you could Magnus LB LB.
True, because the Magnus does last for 4 turns, so the buffs you get
Yeah.
from the Magnus would still last. That's true. But yeah, it's still quite a high requirement
Yeah.
for it. So
yeah, EX2 is pretty big.
yeah. So I can't wait. But so the Tifa shards, are they dropping at the same time as the Sephiroth shards? Or are we waiting until the end of the Final Fantasy VII event in total, or how does that work?
No,
No,
the Tifa shard should be next week, and Sephiroths are 2 weeks from Thursday.
Okay, so it's still 2 weeks from when the banner drops. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's when their individual banner ends.
Okay, right. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's perfectly reasonable. All right. So circling back to Sephiroth, I'm looking at the kit that we revealed through the news, and yeah, it seems like it's kind of similar. He seems
It
to
is.
have an AOE.
It's like exactly the same. most.
It is literally the same
Oh,
as
it is the
Tifa.
same. Oh, okay. No, I misread. I actually thought he would buff dark damage for the
Well,
party, but he doesn't.
No. It's exactly Tifa. Just swap out water for dark in every scenario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Except he
For all his
looks
active.
very, very cool and has a very big sword.
The limit burst are different because Sephiroth is AOE in the base form. Tifa is single target in both forms. So if you're on an AOE fight, he's way superior.
And he has the same mods, right? Because the mods are still impressive even in the base form. They're 200x,
yes.
right? Okay. So
Yeah.
that's really nice for Sephiroth because that means you can actually use him for OTK or power strats for AOE fights, right?
Yep.
Of which there are not many.
No, but still, it's a big bonus. It's a big bonus. All right, very cool. I mean, Sinzar, you're going all in, right? You're going all the fuck in.
I'm going to at least EX2. Whether I go for EX3 or not depends on how the pulls go. If I get just the worst luck ever, then I'm probably just going to stop at EX2. But if I get a few copies along the way, then I'll keep going to get the rest of them for EX3. So it really just depends how the pulls go. But the goal is minimum of EX2.
Well, my fingers are crossed for you. I do hope that you get that EX3 Big Dick Daddy. But yeah, there's a lot of luck involved because EX3, that's what's hurting me right now in the game. Because sure, EX2 is easy, but that still requires a shard dungeon and a ton of other shit. EX3 then requires 3 more shard dungeons. Or 4 dupes. So that's kind of where the pain comes from, right? Because even if you get EX2 Sephiroth, you're still gonna be waiting for quite a while until you have his card.
Now, I know you're both enamored with Sephiroth, but we do actually have some other things this week as well.
Sorry. Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to another very muscular and good-looking man. It's Barrett, and he's actually getting an NVA. This surprised me. So, is he good?
Nope.
Oh god,
he's
damn
like
it.
No, he's like a pretty. His base form remains like a pretty for just physical chainer. His shift form becomes like a kind of okay physical tank.
He becomes a tank. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow, well that's actually oddly fitting.
This until about an hour ago,
but does he really though? Because he can't really tank genies. He can't really tank Ashura. So what exactly is he tanking?
Damn it. Is he that bad? Have you? I guess you've tried doing something with him, Sinzar, already.
No, that would involve potting him and leveling his skills and all that. He's just not if you pull Barrett, get his STMR, it's a decent STMR, but then just put him on the bench.
Yeah.
His tanking looks almost as good as Behemy's.
Okay, so he would probably
50-50 mitigations.
Okay, so he's with some external support, he might be able to do something.
Maybe, but it's definitely more of a budget option that might not work for the top end.
Yeah, okay. That's a shame. I like Barrett. I think he's pretty cool. What a shame that he didn't get some good upgrades.
He has high beast and machine mitigation, so against one of those, he'll be bulky.
If we get trials ever again in the game,
very niche. That's getting very niche.
Yeah, I mean, tanks are getting very fucking niche because, where are you using tanks?
Yeah, that's fair.
I do hope that, we do know that something came out for JP, right, Sinzar? So trials are kind of resuming, or?
You mean the one joke of a bird bite where you bring a friend VV and kill it in 3 turns?
Okay, so trials did not resume. Okay, that's a shame. Well, I guess we can hope for that the cow trials actually still require tanks. So at least there'll be a reason to pull a tank.
I hope so.
Because I guess the next unit on the banner is also a tank.
Well, no. Their Biggs and Wedge's role is to be arena cancer.
Oh, okay. Because their type is kind of magic tank on the icon, but I guess they have that upgraded auto attack, right?
They're a magic tank with not great bulk, but they have preemptive AoE magic cover, and their base attack is an AoE tag chain.
Oh, okay.
And you can make it 4 times.
I should also point out, their preemptive AoE cover is 5 turn duration. So, for Dark Visions and all, you can spend every turn entrusting and stuff with them, and never have to waste a turn to cast cover.
Oh, they have entrust?
Yeah, but entrust is their one other kind of niche.
Oh, Well, that's very nice. So I guess they have some uses, and I guess some people are going to be running 5 of these motherfuckers in arena just to, like,
Probably.
ruin someone's day.
Yes, they are pretty irritating in the arena because it's an AoE tag chain. So even if you're using like a preemptive cover tank like Behemoth, because it's a tag chain, and if you're using like multiple of them in the
Get
arena,
slaughtered.
yeah, it'll kill your tank so quickly the damage will then continue to overflow onto your team.
Okay. All right. So,
That's fun.
I mean, everyone that's pulling for Sephiroth might get a bunch of these, so they might. And I know a lot of people are pulling for Sephiroth, so maybe this is going to be a staple unit in arena from now on, and that sounds
Enjoy.
scary. All right. So, then we have a Chronicle battle, right? What does this Chronicle give us?
We get an upgrade to Envy Cloud's TMR, which is mostly just good for him, but without his other like EX level buffs, isn't going to be too impactful. Other
Right,
than
but
that,
we
it
are supposed to
basically-
get those, right? We're kind of
Uh,
like
I think, like they've said, I think they said EX buffs in general were coming, but I don't know if they specifically said Cloud.
okay.
I didn't actually watch that update.
I mean,
video,
it would be
right?
weird if he didn't get them, since we're now
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
the
it would
Chronicle
be.
battle that buffs his sword, and what you guys said when we were talking about it in the last Newsday, where he could actually be useful for some DV fights where you can't bring water or dark, where he would actually do, like Dream did napkin math, Zidane level damage almost. So that's pretty significant. Yeah, but it's a 190 attack two-handed weapon, right, with 1,000 attack and LB, 50% LB for whoever is where, or not for whoever.
Cloud
It's
and
actually
that.
all versions of Cloud plus Zack. Yeah.
Yep.
There's also a rod for Aerith, which is like a pretty decent option. It's got 100 spirit and 50% spirit on it, so that's decent for her holying. And is possibly, like, with her rod Imperial at the X2, it's probably her second best option behind Shueyu's Estima.
Wait, she wants Shueyu's STMR.
It should be, yeah, the second best if you don't have that one.
Okay. I did not actually know that, but okay, interesting. Otherwise, it's a Chronicle battle, so it's 1,000 free lapis. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's always nice.
Yeah, it's always nice. It's against Rufus Shinra. And all the FF7 units are actually bonuses, including the non-remake units, actually. So that's nice. That's good.
So yeah,
that's
pretty
good.
easy to get bonus for.
Yeah, I mean, if you have like fucking Sephiroth or Tifa, I'm guessing you're one-shotting this anyway, like without chains.
I mean, heck, you can probably use just Aerith Holy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty standard for Chronicles. Like, has anyone not one-shot any of the Chronicles so far?
No, I guess no, but I'm just thinking like this Chronicle, you probably can one-shot without even capping Tifa or Sephiroth. You can just like send them in unstacked.
If you've got like the EX or whatever for the instant LB.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, I guess probably.
All right, but that's
the
nice.
base form ones even have like defense break and stuff built in.
And I'm guessing in general, so like people should, I guess, farm the Buster Sword anyway, because we might get EX2 upgrades for Cloud, so he might get useful in the future. But other than that, like 190 attack, two-handed sword or great sword is not the best weapon. Like you don't have to break your back if you, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, like, with the global changes, there's really no reason not to make it, because it's going to take like what 20 energy or something to max out.
Your initial clears, like with good bonus, your initial clear of each stage will probably get you enough to max it.
Yeah, and people should have a lot of bonus for this. That's true. That is true. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, people should do it then. People should do it. We're also getting a second batch of the Aerith Enhancements quest. We're getting the last. Is this the last batch? Is this the EX2 batch?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the third and final one.
All right. So that means her STMR for free and stuff like that. That's nice.
Rod Imperial.
Rod Imperial? Oh, you mean the skill?
Her EX2 active skill.
Yeah. Very nice, very nice. I like seeing Aerith get stronger. Although, again, I've said this many times, it does hit different when you're not like pulling the unit on your own. But that's it. So
still very useful.
Yeah, definitely. We also have the Friend Point Daily 10 Fragment Summon. What is that?
New and underwhelming.
So it costs 10k friend points, right? To pull once. And you get random shards?
Yes. One shard per unit randomly.
Whoa, wait, 1 shard per unit. So like
Yeah.
like if you're super lucky, wait, how long does this last? So this lasts for
2 weeks.
2
2
weeks.
weeks.
So if you're super lucky, you're gonna get 14 shards for like the unit you want.
Well, you could technically get like 2 of the same shard in one 10 pull,
You
but
could?
Yeah.
it's amongst all NVs, including NVA. So realistically, you're going to get like 3 shards per NV over the whole period,
Oof, Jesus.
and it's going to be pretty worth. I was thinking that there's a chance that like it'll be per each day you will get 10 fragments for a single unit, and that might be slightly worth.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, just a couple
if
of
it-
fragments, that does nothing because we are not JP. We
Yeah.
can't get random fragments in increments of 1. Well, of course, yeah, we can during the shard dungeon, I guess, but still.
Well, no, our shard dungeon is still 5 at a time.
Oh yeah, that's still
So-
so yeah, getting 2 or 3 is literally doing nothing. It'll just like
Yeah.
give you OCD when you're actually awakening it and you see that you have 203 shards.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's going to be
Yeah.
if it is for like a random spread of 10 different units per day, it is basically worthless
Yeah.
with the GL
Wow.
shard dungeon.
Okay. Yeah, this is a very underwhelming. I was like excited when I saw the title, Friend Point Daily 10 Fragment Summon, but now this sounds absolutely terrible. Like,
Honestly, this could be permanent and not even limited to 1 per day, and it still wouldn't even be that good.
yeah, exactly, because like you can't get infinite friend points. like there is a finite amount of friend points you can get.
You kind of can on
I
global.
guess with
Yeah.
Facebook friends, but
Yeah.
like, who
Oh.
the fuck uses that?
Yeah, exactly. Like who uses
Hey.
Facebook?
For the first 2 years, I did.
Okay.
And that's the reason I've got like 20 copies of every single friend point TMR.
Jeez.
Okay. Wow. I mean,
Okay,
I don't like. I have a hard time, but I mean, the thing is here, this could actually be a thing every day and be limited to once per day,
Keep
and
the
it
one
would
per
still
day
be
limit then.
worthless. Or I mean, it
Well,
would be
it
cute.
wouldn't
I
be
guess.
worthless, but it would be bad.
Yeah. I mean, because you could technically get like 5 shards, so at least reduces the amount of dungeon by 1 day or something.
Maybe even 10 eventually.
Yeah, if you're lucky, if you're really, I mean, like the thing is, it's a huge pool. It's NV plus NVA, meaning the pool is huge.
And also, like just like to mention one more thing that you might have overlooked, Barrows, is we got news yesterday as well from more stuff coming up. Is the monthly preview for Dark Visions and Clash of Wills. They actually gave the information early.
Wait, when did this happen?
I did that the previous month as well. It just like says the elements of the stages and stuff, I think.
Oh shit! Yeah. So we're getting a strategy brief for Clash of Wills. And
yes, Clash of Wills and Dark Visions. So the Dark Visions is exactly what we expected from JP. It's the very next one in order, no changes. The physical boss is Saul. The magical boss is Behemoth, the literal trial version of Behemoth. And then the final boss is the series boss battle, Chaotic Darkness. And they are literally identical to their trial versions. The Saul is the final boss of Season 1, if you remember. The one where people complained, oh, Saul was so hard. Well, you're fighting the exact same guy.
I assume their stats are different.
Well, yeah. The stats are increased, but the skills and the AI are identical. So you can actually go to the wiki page and see exactly what they do.
Hold on. Does that mean
are their resistances the same?
No. The resistances and
resistances
stats are
and stats.
Okay, so AI is the same, but that means you probably need a tank.
For Behemoth, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, you don't need because you can break, and like I said, the stats are adjusted, and like typical Dark, their attack and magic are very, very low. So you don't need a tank. But if you want to maximize your score, then you're going to want one. So you take less.
Right, because you're going to be, well, I guess like, yeah, okay. I guess against Behemoth, you're still going full evasion.
This fight, you cannot perfect score. Like everyone is going to take damage on Behemoth.
Okay.
Unless you kill it on turn 1, in which case no one is perfect scoring.
Right. I mean, because you're obviously not capping on turn 1. You can't bring 6 Sephiroths to this fight, unfortunately.
Exactly.
Okay, okay, so that's interesting. That's at least a bit different. You're going to be dealing with AI and maybe tanking a couple of turns before you get your burst in. So I like that. That's definitely a interesting step. Also, might make some tanks a bit more valuable. Like, well, like Melia, nobody liked her until Cow came along, and then turns out she's the perfect partner to Elena. So I guess like some tanks that have certain chaining families might be more valuable to build these optimal team comps, I guess.
Yep.
Cool.
And
Speaking
then
of speaking of Cow, I think Sins was about to say the same thing, but next we can see that it's weak to wind, fire, and earth, and as dragon and undead race.
Oof. So
yeah.
interesting. What are you
So Ling
feeling
and
when you see
Louise
this,
are
Sinzar?
still
Are
good.
any strategies forming in your mind already?
Oh, for like the actual AI, we have no hints, no clues, nothing.
No, no,
So
no. But I mean,
AI,
like
I
when
don't
you're
know.
looking at like type Dragon and Reaper, and then weakness Wind, Fire, Earth. Like, are you getting team
Oh,
comp ideas?
well, I mean, weak to
Bring Louise and
fire.
Ling again.
Yeah, weak to fire, undead. There's Ling. So and then fire. You've got Louise. They're the
Wait,
morale units.
Ling has Dragon too, right? No.
No, she has Reaper. So for
Oh, okay.
Dragon, you're gonna either bring Lastwell Reagan, or truth be told, they're probably not even worth it because they're just so old. So you're probably just gonna use the 50% Dragon buff from Louise. I would assume.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, since you already are probably going in with 300 killers or close to it, it is dual killer, so that's a bit annoying to gear for. Okay, interesting, interesting. So that's nice. I like, and we still haven't heard anything about, as you said, Sinzar, about the AI, about the morale. What are they called?
Well,
The
we know it reduces defenses and inflicts various ailments.
Oh, so reduces defenses. We're probably talking about breaks, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
So it'll break and status you. I mean, same as Morgana did.
Behemi's time to shine, motherfuckers. This is gonna be a Behemi fight. I can feel it.
Here's what I'm hoping. I am really hoping that when it says inflicts ailments, it actually inflicts ailments, and they can do this. Like
It
Lich
removes
and
resistances for them
yeah,
first.
Shinryu, like they have mechanics in the game to make you unable to immune the ailments. I hope that they do that with this because that makes fights more interesting in my opinion. Like
Very cool.
bring ailments back into the into the meta.
Yeah, actually,
Instead of
like
just-
force
the
players to
one-
deal with them, right? Like, oh,
The
you
one
just
thing I don't like that for is confuse, but for the rest of them, sure.
I mean, confuse is nice too if it can't be controlled. Like you can do AI where it would confuse the unit with the highest attack or highest magic or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Which yeah, then you're
But
using, of
it's
course, a
still
turn
like,
of. Sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
it means even with like if it's completely unresistible, it means that even in the best case scenario, you are still losing a turn on a unit and potentially having them kill another one of your units.
Yeah, yeah. I guess the
And
kill
that's the
thing is
absolute
the
best
most.
case.
Yeah, the kill one is the one that you should be worried about because like if it's fucking Tifa and she autos someone in your
Yeah,
team,
exactly.
that unit is dead.
You see, there's still ways around this. You build your entire team evasion, and you don't and you don't use true double hand units.
Yeah, you can't use Sephiroth for that, but you can use Tifa, and then you can build 100% evasion. That's true. That's true. That is true.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of unresistible confuse, but the rest go nuts.
I mean, again, to me,
Is
it's
that
definitely all about the AI. Like, if it's like if
yeah,
it's
yeah.
unresistible confuse on turn 4, and then there's no physical damage done on the turn before, then you can do stuff like put up Mirage and like just eat it. So
Well,
I
and
think that's fine.
and there's still ways around it too. Like you can equip your tank with uh Lakshmi Lid's TMR that makes you counterattack AoE Asuna.
Wait,
Yeah, I guess if
she
the
does
if the
that?
ordering is correct, then
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
counterattacks happen at the end of the enemy's turn. So if she did AoE unresistible confusion, then when she ends her turn, before your turn happens, where you would do the confused attack, your tank would counter with the AoE Isuna to remove the confusion. So there's still ways to work with it.
Wow, that's
yeah, I
actually
guess,
really, really
I guess
cool.
that's all right.
Holy shit, that's a really cool strat. Okay, that's something that we should keep in mind, I guess. How does that work with tanks that already have a counter? I guess it's then competing with those, right, to get activated.
Mhm.
Yeah, the combat check is when you check a counter, it checks first all the innate counters, and then it goes through externally granted counters.
Okay, okay. All right, but I guess like if you get hit a lot, like your tank would still probably go through all of them anyway, if you're lucky. So
I mean, we're saying all this, and it's probably going to be like, oh, it does resistible AOE sleep or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. Hey! Don't ruin it. I've heard that Gumi sometimes listens to the podcast once in a blue moon. Maybe they hear this and they're gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be Shinryu or Shinryu's type ailments. I would still prefer that. I would like that. I would like to have to bring a unit that can deal not only with resistances to ailments, but also be able to remove ailments and efficiently and stuff like that. That would be interesting. I'd like that. Okay, so I mean, hey, this is still exciting. When are we getting Cow then? Cow should be soon, I guess, right?
It doesn't say the date, but it should be like next week, probably.
Yeah, because it can't overlap with DV, right? And DV is in 2 weeks, right? So
Also, well, we've seen the date. If you go in game and look at the current Clash of Wills, it shows you the ending date. So we were never going to get it before the 11th anyway.
Okay.
I see.
Okay. Well, let's hope
So
that's when we get
be
it
next week.
Okay, nice. I'm hoping that's the
And
case.
then because then next DV will be 2 weeks after that on the 25th.
Yeah, exactly. That makes perfect sense. And that's, I guess, the rotation we might be getting then in GL, right? Like 2 weeks of DV, 2 weeks of Cow, and
then occasionally, probably like a dead week every second month, I guess, because there's like that extra half week or whatever in a 31-day month.
Man, like what the fuck is this math? I don't even know what you're talking. There's 4 weeks in a month. Like, I don't know, bro.
And I should also point out too, the lack of news. What they didn't put out news is the raid associated with Sephiroth.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
That was supposed to be this week.
So why are we not getting that then?
Who knows? But it means he's missing his preferred weapon for now.
Oh, so there's like a weapon you would get from the raid that he would need, or what?
No, his katana wasn't tied to the event specifically. His katana in JP was tied to the entire Final Fantasy VII event, and it was like a special like quest box that it wasn't like do this event, get this. It was do all the Final Fantasy stuff and get all the pieces to craft it from doing all the events. You know, Tifa's, Aerith's, the Chronicles, etc.
So we're just getting some kind of different implementation of that, I guess, at some point.
Or maybe they just want to premiere you using STMRs from completely worthless NV units like, you know, Cleome and Axstar.
No, but the thing is, it has 500 flat attack for him, so it kind of nothing else comes close.
Yeah, fucker doesn't really need it, okay? Like, he can survive without it.
Yeah,
well, it'll make him worse than Tifa, which would be funny.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's bad.
If they actually skipped it, that would be like a really big deal. So I don't think they will, but I guess we'll see.
Okay, yeah, because of course, like the 500 flat attack would then give him less. Yeah, he wouldn't get the same amount of 500 attack buffs like Tifa does,
exactly.
I guess. Okay. All right. Yeah, because Tifa can do 2 of her STMRs, whereas Sephiroth can, can he even do 1 of hers? Like, he's not included in hers, right? Or?
No, he's not.
The flat attack will not work on Seph.
Yeah, exactly. So he wants his clothes, he wants his card, and he wants his sword then, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And then his innate.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, like normally they would both get 2,000 with the current setup.
Okay.
But
well, let's see. I mean, we've missed news before, right? And also, I mean, there's literally no event, so it should be a raid, right? So there's nothing saying that there shouldn't be a raid. It could just be that we haven't gotten those news yet. They might just show up. So
exactly.
And then it might be like just a raid reward or something, because we're not getting those quests that you were talking about, Sinzar, or we haven't yet at least. So
no.
Oh, and we're also getting the adventurer chest again. That's one of my favorite things in the game now. Actually, I actually buy that every time.
It's started.
So we're.
I mean, I don't buy it, but the free half of it is still nice as well.
Yeah, and I just buy it to get the extra VIP coins. To be honest, that's like the big thing for me. A lot of VIP coins.
And I'll point out, if you look at the news, we're going back to the old version of the crest. So the one for July was boosted only for the anniversary. This is back to the old version.
Right. So we're getting a bit less NV tickets, right? 1 out of 10 NV tickets and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're getting less tickets, less STMR moogles, etc.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. It's a nice. It's kind of the thing I like about the chest is also that it kind of asks, like, I get a reward for grinding the events, even if the events themselves are not interesting to me at that point in time. So I kind of get something out of it. So that's nice. Okay, shit. This has been an hour-long episode already, almost. Holy crap! Dream, you started this by saying, "Oh, this is going to be a short one," and then no, it's as long as
that's
Sephiroth's
why I
sword.
was mindful of how long you were talking about Sephiroth at the start. I was like,
Yeah, I
oh
could
god,
keep
this has
going.
already been like half an hour.
No, I could keep going, but it is true. We should also save something for the Monday podcast where people are going to get to hear all about the kit. Although I guess again, not much to say. I guess
All the kit, his one button.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That is something I'm disliking with both Tifa and Sephiroth. I like my units a bit more complex. I mean, that's the entire game, right? The entire premise of this game is that it is a bit complex. You can do different skills for different scenarios and discover surprising new uses for old units. But when the kit is that bare bones, like, what the fuck is that surprising new use? There is no, like, you can chain with Dark, I guess, with Sephiroth if you really, really have to.
Yeah, like the 5-star of the banner literally has 3 times as many or twice as many skills as Sephiroth.
Man, that's a shame. I actually really enjoyed the original Sephiroth. That was one of the units I went the deepest for because I had horrible luck on original Sephiroth's banner. But I thought it was so amazing that he had so many different chaining families and abilities. Like, hey, bring that back. That's some good shit. Anyway, I guess that's it for this week, right, guys? Have I forgotten anything or missed anything?
No, I think we've done plenty.
Yeah, that's about it, I guess.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for chilling. Good luck to anyone pulling on the Sephiroth banner. Have a good one.
Later.